Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Rama,
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare.
Rama,
Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Rama,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Hare
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 Rama,
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare.
Rama, Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Rama,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Rama,
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Rama,
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Rama,
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Rama,
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Rama,
Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Rama,
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Rama,
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Rama,
Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna,
Hare Rama,
Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Rama,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Rama,
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare.
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Rama,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
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 Rama,
Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare
Rama,
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare.
Hare Rama,
Hare Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna Hare Hare.
Hare Rama,
Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare. Hare
Rama,
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Rama,
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Rama,
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare.
Hare Rama,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Rama,
Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna
Rama,
Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Rama,
Hare Krishna,
Hare Rama,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Rama,
Hare. Hare Ram, Hare
Hare Rama,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare Ram,
Rama,
Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Rama,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Ram,
Hare Krishna,
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna,
Rama,
Hare Hare. Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Rama,
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Rama,
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Krishna Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Rama,
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Hare.
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Rama, Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Rama,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Rama,
Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare Rama, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Hare Rama,
Hare
Rama,
Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare Krishna,
Rama,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Hare
Krishna Krishna,
Rama,
Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare Ram,
Rama,
Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare
Rama,
Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Hare Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna.
Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Ram,
Rama,
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Krishna.
Rama,
Krishna Krishna, Hare
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 Hare,
Rama,
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Rama,
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Rama,
Krishna.
Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare. Hare
Rama,
Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna.
Krishna,
Rama,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Rama,
Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Guru Hare
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 Ram
Krishna,
Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna
Hare
Hare
Rama
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Guru
Krishna
Hare
Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Rama
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Hare
Hare Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Guru
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna.
Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna.
Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna Hare Hare.
Jai Krishna,
Hare
Jai
Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Krishna.
Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Hare. Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Hare, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare.
Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Krishna Krishna.
Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram
Hare Krishna,
Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare 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 Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna,
Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna,
Ram Hare 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 Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Ram Hare 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 Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Hare Ram Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare 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 Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna, Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Ram
Krishna,
Hare Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna,
Hare Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna 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 Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna,
Hare Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna,
Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna, Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram Hare 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 Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram Hare 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 Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna, Krishna,
Hare Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna Hare 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 Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare
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 Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare 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 Ram Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Hare 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 Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare
Hare
Hare Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Krishna Hare 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 Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna
Jai
Krishna
Shri
Krishna
Krishna.
Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare 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 Ram
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare Krishna,
Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare
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 Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare
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 Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Ram Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare 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 Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare 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 Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna 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 Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare Ram Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Hare 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 Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare Ram Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Ram Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Hare Hare Ram Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Hare 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 Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare
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 Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna,
Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Hare Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Hare 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 Ram
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare
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 Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna, Krishna,
Hare Ram
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Hare 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 Ram
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare Ram Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Krishna, Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Ram Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare Ram Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare Ram Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare 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 Ram
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Ram Hare Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Ram Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna, 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 Hare Krishna. You have to treat that and company. You have to put that attention, not the core. Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram
Krishna,
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna,
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 Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram, Ram.
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram, Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare
Hare Krishna. We'll read Srimad Bhagavatam. So this is King Chitraketu meets the Supreme Lord. Kamadhiyastvai rachita na paramarohanti yatha karamba bijani jnanatmani aguna guna ganatosya dvandva jalani. It's kamadhiya, desires for sense gratification. Tvai, in you, rachita, performed, na, not, parama, O Supreme Personality of Godhead. Rohanti, do grow, produce other bodies. Yatha, just as. Karamba bijani, sterilized or fried seeds. Jnana Atmani, in you, whose existence is in full knowledge. Agunamaye, who is not affected by the material qualities. Guna ganata, from the material qualities. Asya, of a person. Dvandva jalani, the networks of duality. Okay. So Prabhupada has put in a nice translation in the purport. O Supreme Lord, if persons obsessed with material desires for sense gratification through material opulence worship you, who are the source of all knowledge and are transcendental to material qualities, they are not subject to material rebirth, just as sterilized or fried seeds do not produce plants. Living entities are subjected to the repetition of birth and death because they are conditioned by material nature. But since you are transcendental, one who is inclined to associate with you in transcendence escapes the conditions of material nature. So, by becoming Krishna conscious, one can escape the cycle of birth and death and go back to our eternal home. Even if one is obsessed, even if one has material desires, if he somehow or other worships the Supreme Personality of Godhead, then he will come to a point where he will lose, he'll get a higher taste in Krishna consciousness and he'll lose the desire for material enjoyment. And then they will go back home, back to Godhead. So that's why Bhagavatam says, what is the verse which says, whether you have all material desires, you have no material desires, whether you desire liberation, under all circumstances, one should intensely worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Akama sarva kamava moksha kama udaradi
Tivrena bhakti yogena yajeta purusha param. Right, that's the verse. So who had material desires in the beginning and they worshipped the Supreme Lord and they lost their material, the desire for material things. Who was that very famous story in the Bhagavatam? Let's ask Umakant, Umakant Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu, can you repeat the question?
Yeah. Who was that somebody who had a very strong desire for material things and then they worship the Lord, and when they
Oh,
actually saw the Lord and they lost
oh,
their
that was Dhruv Maharaj.
Dhruv Maharaj. Yes. So we often compare Dhruv Maharaj with. So Dhruv Maharaj, what did he do? In 6 months, uh, he attained the Supreme Lord without. I mean, he was chanting Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. He was meditating on the Supreme Lord. He was worshipping the deity form of the Lord and everything, and he got that higher taste. Initially, he was not willing to let go. But when he saw the Supreme Lord, there are nice prayers by Dhruva Maharaj. He was actually condemning himself. Oh, I worship the Lord for material desires. I should not have been doing this. Whereas Hiranyakashipu also did austerity, right? But after so long austerities, much more than Dhruva, he did not lose his desires, material desires, for domination and for to be on the top. So, so that's why we should worship the Supreme Lord. This verse is saying, and then eventually you'll become a pure devotee. And then here the example is given just as if you fry a seed and you sow it in the ground, then it will not sprout. So similarly, devotional service burns up not only our past sinful reactions, but it also burns up the tendency to commit fruitive activities. So that is the advantage. In Nectar of Devotion, it's mentioned how pure devotional service uh, fries the seeds of sinful desires so that those will not fructify and the fruitive activities. So one becomes disinterested in sense gratification slowly and gradually. So let's see what Prabhupada says. This is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita 4:9, wherein the Lord says, Janma karma chame divyam, evam yoveti tatvataha, taktva deham punarjanma, naiti mameti so Arjuna. This is one of the very often quoted verses by Prabhupada, where it is mentioned that one who knows the transcendental nature of my appearance and activities does not, upon leaving the body, take his birth again in this material world, but attains my eternal abode, O Arjuna. So somebody may say, well, I know how Krishna appeared, how he appeared in the jail, and then he was transported from Mathura to Vrindavan. I know his activities, how he used to steal butter, and all the demons he killed. I know the activities. Does it mean that I will not take my birth again in the material world? The question may come up like that, right? Because I know, I've heard. So the so what would you say? I know all these things. I've read books. I know how Krishna appeared. So would I not take birth again in this material world? But the key word here is tatvataha. In truth means there is knowledge, but knowledge has to be accompanied with realization. So knowledge is there is theoretical knowledge and there is realized knowledge. Realized knowledge means knowledge which you can put into practice. That's what it is. Like, for example, I have the knowledge that when I drive my car on the road, I should stop at a stop sign. I learned that in the theory, in the theory class. But when I'm actually driving my car on the road, I should be able to use that knowledge and able to stop at a stop sign. Then it's called realized knowledge. So when I'm able to apply the knowledge in my life, that's realized knowledge. And when we have that realized knowledge, then we can, it is accompanied, knowledge accompanied by good behavior also. Knowledge accompanied by sadachar, knowledge accompanied by austerity, knowledge accompanied with realization. So like that. Then when we can apply this knowledge, then yes, so then we will serve Krishna. We will surrender to Krishna, knowing his greatness, knowing his transcendental activities. Then we'll surrender to him and then we'll go back to him. Okay, so when does knowledge become realization? When we actually endeavor to apply that knowledge and when we chant Hare Krishna. So we are reading Bhagavatam, but we should also chant Hare Krishna because this is the main way to purify the heart. So when we chant Hare Krishna and we read Srimad Bhagavatam, then somehow that knowledge becomes digested and becomes like a part of you. So that becomes like realized knowledge. So that's very important. And we have to hear also knowledge repeatedly because we tend to forget. So we may think, oh, this is all repetition. Tell me something new. This is tell me something new, right? But sometimes even the basics to understand deeply takes a very long time, right? Just to realize that I am not this body, I am servant of Krishna. I have to surrender to Krishna. So these things, just to the basics, if we can get that right and deeply imbibe that, then we are liberated. And then also we get higher taste. When we apply the knowledge in our life, then we get higher taste. Like that verse is there in Nectar of Instruction. Syat Krishna Nama Charitadi Sitapya Vidya Pitopatapta Rasanasya Narochikanu Kintva Adarad Anudinam Khalu Saiva Jushta Swadvi Kramat Bhavati Tadgada Mula Hantri. This is Nectar of Instruction, verse 7. How everything about Krishna is very sweet. But because I am diseased, I cannot taste the sweetness. But it is very nice that by carefully chanting the holy names, this verse is Kintva Adar Anudinam. Anudinam means every day, with great attention and care. Then slowly and gradually my taste will awaken. This is the very key verse on how to get higher taste. So if we do the process correctly and properly in the proper consciousness, then we will get higher taste. So and then other things will go. At the same time, when we do the right things, we have to avoid doing the wrong things also. Of course, we are not very strong, so that we don't. Sometimes we cannot avoid doing the wrong thing because our mind and our conditioning is very strong. As Arjuna says, "Athakena prayuktoyam papam charati purusha." Anichanapi aniccha. Aniccha means against one's own will. Anicham api varshneya. Baladivani yojitaha. What is it that impels a man to act against his own will, O descendant of Rishni, as if by force? So there is a conditioning we have, and our mindset, and our all the conceptions and everything. So we have to hear this very submissively every day, and in a spirit that I'm full. Yeah. Otherwise, I wouldn't be in this material world. I'm full actually. Everybody who's got this material body is more or less a fool. because we have turned away from, we left our very nice situation in a loving relationship with Krishna, and we came in the cycle of birth and death. So we are fools, right? If we go to some place, we put ourselves in a dangerous situation, like a fool, like Kalidas, right? He was cutting the branch, and he was seated on that branch which he was cutting. And one man said, "What are you doing? You are cutting the branch on which you are sitting. When the branch will be cut, you will fall." So like that. So we have been like become fools. That's why we are rotating in the cycle of birth and death. But we don't realize that we are fools because of our false ego. Because we have some degree, some occupation, so we are a little puffed up. Okay, I'm very great person, very good. So we have to give up. So knowledge can only be gotten with humility. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he met his spiritual master, he presented himself as a fool. I don't know anything. So everybody calls me a pandit, but I don't know why there are so many miseries in my life. Why the threefold miseries are happening in my life. I don't know. So any religious system means they should tell us why are we in this situation and how can I get out of it. So why are we in this situation? Because we have turned away from Krishna, and how we can get out of it? By becoming Krishna conscious. They should tell us who we are, what is this material nature, who is this, what is the nature of the Supreme Lord, why am I here, and how can I get out of this. So that is actually the so every religion, I mean, they talk about this, but we have in Vedic literature there is more information about who is Allah, right? They are saying Allah, Allahu Akbar, but who is Allah? Allah is Krishna, and what is Allah doing? What are his activities? How does he look? What is his form? So the more you know about Allah, the more you can become attached to Allah. Right? So they have limited information in the Quran about who is Allah. They cannot even give a form, right? Who is that person? Because Allah is a person ultimately, right? Because they are praying, so somebody is hearing the prayers. Allah can see when you are in difficulty, so he's a person. He can reciprocate with you. So God is a person. But who is that person? So that is revealed in the Vedic scripture. That's why Prabhupada was so keen, or you can say adamant, on naming his society as International Society for Krishna Consciousness. There somebody said, why don't you make it God consciousness? God means more secular and it'll have a wider appeal, God consciousness. Prabhupada says, no, we know who is God. Krishna is God. So why should we put God consciousness when we know God is a generic term, but Krishna is more specific. So, so that is why, that's the greatest contribution, that we know who is God actually, and we know the position of God, His nature, everything. Then we'll surrender to Him. Then we will escape. We'll engage in His service. Then this verse is saying that after leaving this body, you will not come back. If one simply engages in Krishna consciousness to understand Krishna, he surely becomes immune to the process of repeated birth and death. As clearly stated in the above verse of Bhagavad Gita, Tyaktva deham punarjanma naiti. Such a person, simply by engaging in Krishna consciousness or understanding the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, becomes quite fit to return home back to Godhead. Even those who are obsessed with material desires may also come to worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead so steadily that they go back to Godhead. The fact is that if one comes to Krishna consciousness, although he may have many material desires, he becomes increasingly attached to the lotus feet of Krishna through associating with the Supreme Lord by chanting His holy name. So even if you have many material desires and if we hear about Krishna, if we chant the holy name,
if we engage in devotional service, then slowly, gradually, even with all the distractions and all the other temptations, we will still become attached because this love of God is there in our heart. It is just covered over. So if we chant the holy name, then our heart will become clean. Nitya Siddha Krishna Prem Sadhya Kabunoy Shravanadi Shuddha Chitte Karay Uday. Nice words. That love of Krishna is eternally established in the heart of all living entities. And one who hears about Krishna, then that love will be awakened. And we have many examples of who are the examples for hearing, who attained, who never saw Krishna, but by hearing about Krishna, they became very attached. Give me 3 examples of hearing.
Rukmani,
Rukmini,
Prahlad
then
Maharaj.
Prahlad Maharaj,
And Parikshit is saw, but the Yajnik Brahmana's wife.
yeah, the Yagnik Brahmana's wives. Yes, they did not see Krishna, but they were going to the market. Wherever they were going, they would hear about Krishna. And when the wives of the Yagnik Brahmanas, when Krishna and Balram, then they asked for food and they sent their friends and they were immediately ready to give because they already had a lot of affection. So if we hear about Krishna, then slowly, gradually, because it is our nature to love Krishna, everybody's nature is to be in love with God, all living entities. That is how our pure nature is, but it has become covered over. So if we hear about Krishna, then even if we have material desires, Prabhupada is saying, although he may have many material desires, he becomes increasingly attracted to the lotus feet of Krishna through associating with the Supreme Lord by chanting. Like we all came to Krishna consciousness.
Yeah, like Dhruva Maharaj, right? Akama Salakam, Mokshikam.
Yes. Yeah, we talked about that, yes.
Oh,
So, yeah, so even if we have a lot of, like, we all came, right? Initially we were not. Then we started chanting, then we said, okay, now we'll take initiation, we'll do this, and we'll make this as a commitment in our life. And suddenly our path changed in life. So that is by coming in contact with the devotees. Sadhu Sangha, Sarva Shastra Koi, Lava Matra Sadhu Sangha, Sarva Siddhi Koi. So, so Sadhu Sangha is very important. If we come in the association of devotees, then naturally our attraction, by hearing from them, then our attraction for Krishna will increase. The Supreme Lord and His holy name are identical. Thus, he becomes uninterested in attachment to material enjoyment. So, whenever we chant, we should remember I am associating with Krishna. This holy name is Krishna, the sound of the holy name. Just like the deity. Deity, we say, is Krishna, right? The deity is made up of metal, wood, or something like that. The deity is Krishna. So, similarly, the name is also Krishna. He has incarnated in the sound. It's a different way he has incarnated. And as deity, he has incarnated in a different way. So the sound, in the sound form, you can access Krishna anywhere, at any time. In the deity you cannot access because the deity is closed, right? At certain times in the temple, the deities are closed. You cannot have darshan. And wherever you are, you cannot have deity with you, right? Because you may be traveling, you may be somewhere walking on the street. You can't keep your deity carried with you all the time. But you can access Krishna just by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So when we chant, we should always remember that the holy name is not different from Krishna. So then, yes, I'm associating with Krishna. So by associating with Krishna, who is all pure, as Arjuna says, what he says, Param Brahma Param Dhama Pavitram Paramam Bhavan Purusham Sashvatam Divyam Adi Devam Ajam Vibhu. He says, you are the Supreme Person, the most pure, and like that. And not only I am saying it, everybody else has said it. Ahustvam Rishaya Sarve, Devarshi Naradas Tatha, Asito Devala Vyasa Swayam Cheva Pravishime.
He's saying, oh, all the great sages have also said this about you. So he's also giving evidence. This is already accepted, not because I am your friend, I'm flattering you. You are saying yourself that you are the Lord, and somebody may say, I'm your friend, so I'm accepting what you are saying and I'm flattering. No, but all the others have said. So, so thus he becomes uninterested in attachment to material enjoyment. The perfection of life is to be uninterested in material enjoyment. This is the perfection of life, Prabhupada is saying, to be uninterested in material enjoyment. Whereas in material consciousness, we think the more we are interested in material enjoyment, that defines my personality and that's who I am and that's my perfection of life. The more material enjoyment I get, the more successful I am in life. So it's completely contradictory, opposite, diametrically opposed to what the materialists think. As Krishna says, what is night for the materialist is like the day. Ya nisha sarva bhutanam tasyam jagrita sanyami. So when we become disinterested in a material enjoyment, that is the perfection of life. But disinterested, then where will be interested? When we are interested in Krishna conscious, in serving Krishna, hearing about Krishna. The perfection of life is to be uninterested in material enjoyment and interested in Krishna. If one comes to Krishna consciousness somehow or other, even for material gain, the result is that he will be liberated, because slowly and gradually his heart will become purified. Kama dveshat bhayat snehat. Whether for the satisfaction of material desires because of the influence of envy, because of fear, because of affection, or because of any other reason, if one comes to Krishna, his life is successful. So not immediately, but eventually, because then if he sticks to, then he will give up all his desires. He will get higher taste and then. So we have so many verses. Om apavitro pavitro va sarvavastam gatopi va yasmarit pundarikaksham sabhaya abhyantara suchihi. This verse, which is recited at the time of initiation, usually, it says whether you are purified or not purified. If you remember the lotus-eyed Lord, Pundarikaksha, then you will become purified. So somehow or other, come in contact with Krishna. It's not that Krishna will be contaminated because of my contamination. Nothing can contaminate Krishna. But by coming in contact with the all pure Krishna, then we will become purified. So, and especially in the form of the holy name in this age, Kali Yuga. So, the example is given that how sun evaporates urine. Even from a filthy place, yeah, the sun will evaporate. So similarly, Krishna is like the sun and our consciousness is like the urine. So coming in contact with Krishna, all the impurities will be evaporated. It will all go away and will become purified. At the same time, the sun will not become contaminated. So normally we have this understanding. If there is something spilled on the floor, and if I take a clean cloth to clean that oil or whatever is spilled on the floor, then the floor will become clean, but the cloth will become dirty. Right? You are cleaning the floor. So we think, oh, if I chant Hare Krishna, I am impure. Can I chant Hare Krishna? Yeah. Will Krishna be contaminated? Deities you cannot worship. If you are doing anything, you cannot worship the deity. But if you're eating meat and all these things, you cannot worship the deities. But you can chant Hare Krishna. So in this way, Krishna has become very merciful. He allows you to access him in any way, in any condition. So this is the most merciful incarnation of the Lord. Most easy, most merciful way the Lord has manifested is in the holy name. Because you can be with him at any time. So, Nirantar naam lo karo tulsi sevan. Constantly chant the holy name and worship Tulsi. It's not constantly we cannot worship Tulsi, but Nirantar naam lo karo tulsi sevan. Then achirat pabe tabe. Krishnera Charan. Not after a long time, achirat, then you will get the lotus feet of Krishna. So we should chant Hare Krishna. And what is the difficulty? Prabhupada would say, what's the difficulty? What is the difficulty to chant Hare Krishna? So what is the difficulty to get up early and chant Hare, or any time you can chant? It doesn't matter. But what is the difficulty? Our mind is the difficulty. So everything, our mind is a problem. It's the barrier, right? To chant Hare Krishna, to hear the holy name nicely. Our mind is like distracted. So we have to beat the mind. As soon as you get up, beat the mind with a shoe. Like that. So don't become a slave of your mind. The mind is crazy. So if it is giving you good advice, yeah, you can be friends with the mind. But in our conditioned state, mind is not allowing us to access the holy name and all these things. Mind is a big obstacle in our path. So what do? You ignore the mind. You ignore. And don't think that you are the mind and whatever your mind is saying is the right thing. Don't identify with all the desires of the mind and think these are your desires. No, no. These are all contaminated desires, which is keeping you in this material world. So don't identify with this. Disown the mind. Right? For time being, at least disown the mind till it becomes better. Or take the mind and force it to think of Krishna. Prabhupada says like that. Bring the mind to Krishna. So somehow or other, whatever, we are under the grip of our mind. So one who has conquered the mind, he has conquered the super soul is already reached. So mind is like in a certain way we are thinking, this is who I am, these are all my duties, and the world around us is telling us this is what you have to do, this is what is called success of life, and this is when you get this, you will be successful. But this is all false things, you know. So like that, our mind keeps us in this cycle of birth and death. Right? There are many verses in the Bhagavad Gita. The mind is the cause of liberation, or the mind is the cause of bondage.
Dharid Atma, Atmanatmanam, backwards. Atmanam Avasas, Dayet, Atmini, Atmano Bandhura, Atmani Puratman.
Yeah. In that purport, Prabhupada quotes a verse. Mana eva manushyanam karanam bandha mokshaya bandhaya visaya sango mukte nirvishayam manaha. For man, mind, this is in Amrita Bindu Upanishad. For man, mind is the cause of bondage and mind is the cause of liberation. Mind absorbed in sense objects is the cause of bondage, and mind detached from sense objects is the cause of liberation. Therefore, the mind which is always engaged in Krishna consciousness is the cause of supreme liberation. So ultimately, we say, what is the highest instruction?
Always remember Krishna, never forget Krishna.
So all that we are doing is to come to this point. Smartavya satatam Vishnu, vismartavya na jatuchit. Sarve viti nishedhyasur. Itayoreva kinkara. Always remember Krishna, never forget Krishna. And you can remember Krishna, that's the highest. In the 12th chapter also Krishna says, oh, he says, let's read the verse. That means we should not do any activity which takes our mind away from Krishna, Krishna's service, remembering Krishna. That's a bad activity. So ideally, that's how it is. So Sometimes we say, oh, this is good or bad, or what is it? No, if it takes you away from Krishna, and sense gratification takes you away from Krishna. So here he says, just fix your mind upon me. Mai eva mana adatsva, mai buddhim niveshaya, nivashyasya mai eva, ata urdhvam na sanshaya. Just fix your mind upon me. And when we fix our mind on something, when we love, when there is love for the Supreme Lord, then you always remember. Just fix your mind upon me, the Supreme Personality of God, and engage all your intelligence in me. And then at the time of death also, whoever we love will be in our mind. And then we will get accordingly our next destination. So if we love the Supreme Lord, then the mind. But sometimes at time of death, we are in coma, right? We are not conscious. We are on ventilator. So many things. So how can we remember Krishna? Well, first of all, remember when you are healthy, right? When you are healthy. So then at that time, maybe there is a chance we can remember Krishna. But if we don't remember Krishna, then Krishna will remember us. Like in the Ishopanishad, it is said, oh Lord, please remember, there's a prayer. Please remember all that I have done for you. And please destroy, like the last two verses of Ishopanishad. It says, let this temporary body be burned to ashes. Let the air of life be merged with the totality of air. Now, O my Lord, please remember all my sacrifices. And because you are the ultimate beneficiary, please remember all that I have done for you. So, this devotee is saying like this, Ishopanishad is saying like that. But it doesn't mean that Lord is forgetting, that we have to remind the Lord. The Lord remembers everything. But this is a prayer from the devotee's side. And, O my Lord, as powerful as fire, O omnipotent one, now I offer you all obeisances, falling on the ground at your feet. And we will need the Lord the most at the time of death because we are completely helpless. And of course, before also. Oh my Lord, please lead me on the right path to reach you. And since you know all that I have done in the past, please free me from reactions to my past sins so that there will be no hindrance to my progress. So, Krishna, please give me the right intelligence to reach you. Please free me all from all the sinful reactions from my past and also the sinful desires that I have. And so that I will not be, there will be no obstacle in reaching you. So, Krishna says, those who have acted piously in the previously, Esham Tvantagatam Papam, Chananam Punya Karmanam, Te Dvanda Mohanir Mukta, Bhajante Mam Dridavrataha. So, those who have given up all the sins, those who are not acting sinfully, and they can, that's why we say the four regulative principles, right? You have to follow. Because these are sinful activities: meat eating, gambling, illicit sex, intoxication. So not only we want to give up, we also want to become pure internally. We want to become pure in our thoughts, in our words, in our action. So when our papa is destroyed, jananam punya karmanam, it says, yeah, then our determination will become strong. And we are freed from the illusion of duality. Te dvanda moha nirmukta bhajante mam dridavrataha. Dridavrataha means with great determination, one will engage in the service of Krishna. Persons who have acted piously in previous lives and in this life and whose sinful actions are completely eradicated are freed from the dualities of delusion. And they engage themselves in my service with determination. So they become one-pointed, right? Ultimately, we want to become one-pointed on the path of Krishna consciousness. Vyavasayitmika buddhi
Samadhana vidyate.
ekiha kurunandana bahushakha yantasya buddhayo vyavasayinam. That's the verse. Yeah. So we want to become completely focused, right? Like a magnifying glass. It focuses all the sun rays into one point and it burns, right? It can light a fire. So similarly, our consciousness is now, sunlight is everywhere, right? But when you converge the sun rays, so similarly, our consciousness is now everywhere, Bahu Shakha, everywhere. So we have to bring all the consciousness from everywhere and focus it on Krishna. And then it will burn away all the sins and all the material desires when we are. So that's meditation. That's real transcendental meditation. Is to focus on Krishna. And then, so Krishna is saying, you fix your mind upon me. And engage all your intelligence in me. Thus you live in me always without a doubt. So as we think of Krishna, Krishna will think of us. But it is not possible to always remember Krishna. So then, atha chittam samadhatum na shaknosi mai sthiram. If otherwise, atha chittam means consciousness, samadhatu means fixed. Na shaknosi, not possible. Na shaknosi mai sthiram. Sthiram means steadily. If you cannot steadily fix your consciousness upon me, abhyasa yogena tato mam ichhaptum dhananjaya, then you follow the principles of bhakti yoga. You do it regulated. Try to practice. If you cannot spontaneously think of me in love and remember me always, then you practice. My dear Arjun, O winner of wealth, if you cannot fix your mind upon me without deviation, then follow the regulative principles of Bhakti Yoga. In this way, develop a desire to attain me. Then what is he saying? Who knows after this? When Krishna says, okay, if you cannot follow the principles of Bhakti, then what should we do?
He said that abhyase, that one? Abhyase apyasmartho se matkarm paramo bhava. Madartham api karmani kurvan siddham avapshresi. So he says that if you cannot fix your mind, no, that's atha chittam. But if you cannot practice bhakti yoga, right, then just try to work for me. Mat karma paramo bhava. And by working.
Yes, correct. Abhyase api asamartha. Asamarth means you are not possible to do this abhyas yoga. If it is not, you are not capable of doing this abhyas, this regulated devotional service. Then mat karma paramo bhava. You do your karma for me. Madartham api karmani. By doing your karma for my sake, kurvan siddhim avapsyasi. You will get perfection. You will come to the perfect stage. Siddhi. Avapsyasi means achieve. You will come to the perfect stage. If you cannot practice the regulations of Bhakti Yoga, like chanting, reading, all these things, hearing, then just try to work. Means come and do some service for me. Like just come to the temple, clean the floor, wash some pots, or you work outside and give your money to Krishna. Prabhupada says everything requires some capital. So, like we are building a temple, so give some money. You cannot directly chant and do all these activities. Then give some money for Krishna. By your work, you are earning something. Of course, as a devotee, we do all the things. We chant Hare Krishna. We also give money. So we should give our money to Krishna for the propagation of Krishna consciousness. Our wealth, which we cannot take with us, should be used for the welfare of others. And the real welfare is to give God consciousness to others. Because God, if they become God conscious, Krishna will remove all their karma and they will become very happy. So, to educate people in Krishna consciousness, like we have got something called Shastra Dan. Like now Gita Jayanti is coming up. Shastra Dan means donation of the spiritual knowledge. So you can sponsor some Bhagavad Gitas, which we will give to everybody. And we'll also invite them, we'll also follow up, we'll invite them to temple so that they'll become devotees of the Lord. So you can help sponsor some Bhagavad Gitas. each Bhagavad Gita is only $10. You can sponsor like maybe 10, 20 Bhagavad Gitas, $100, $200, and we will distribute it to those who are not able to afford, but they want this knowledge. Or we sometimes give it at a discounted price. Like yesterday, I was in the theater. He gave me only $5 for the Bhagavad Gita, but I gave the Bhagavad Gita. Actually, it costs us much more than that. So, but he wanted. I just spoke to him, and he wanted, so I gave it to him. So, like that, somebody will sponsor, and then, or somebody will give more. But we should do something. Or you buy Gitas from us, and then you do it. You distribute it to others, and this is very pleasing to Srila Prabhupada. He wanted his books to be distributed so that people will get the real knowledge in their life. So something we should do with our, then only we can get Krishna, because Krishna is also very intelligent. He knows how much you are holding back. Yeah, how much you are holding back. You are not really surrendering to him. So you are holding back so much, right? We all like that. So Krishna also knows that you are not really surrendering. You are using all the money for your own enjoyment. You are building a house which is so nice for yourself, when the Lord's house is not so nice. So we should also make the Lord's house much better than our house. So, of course, that's I'm telling this to myself also. One time one Maharaj was saying that if our house is better than the temple, means we should hang our head in shame. That, of course, you may say, well, this are all the gimmicks and tricks to get money out of you, but it is for a good purpose. It's for, in ISKCON temple, the thing is that there will be deity worship, there will be kirtan going on, there will be Bhagavatam, people will come, and if the temple is nice, then people will come. Like here in Columbus, our temple is very small. Who will come there? There is no proper facility for parking, and not enough place for people to move about. So people don't come generally, except those who are very philosophically inclined and they know the truth of life. They are interested in knowing. So, but to attract people and to get more people, we need a bigger place, and we need some parking for people to move about. So that's why we are building this temple. So one can contribute to this by one's hard work. So that's what Prabhupada is saying here, that if you cannot do this, one should be sympathetic to the propagation of Krishna consciousness. There are many devotees who are engaged in the propagation of Krishna consciousness, and they require help. So even if one cannot directly practice the regulative principles of Bhakti Yoga, he can try to help such work. Every endeavor requires land, capital, organization, and labor. Just as in business, one requires a place to stay, some capital to use, some labor, and some organization to expand. So the same is required in the service of Krishna. The only difference is that in materialism, one works for sense gratification. The same work, however, can be performed for the satisfaction of Krishna, and that is spiritual activity. If one has sufficient money, he can help in building an office or temple for propagating Krishna consciousness, or he can help with publications. That's like the books. There are various fields of activity. Like Prabhupada, initially he didn't have money to publish books, print. So Jayananda Prabhu, who was driving a taxi, he contributed. He was, and Prabhupada was very grateful to him because of Jayananda Prabhu's contribution. Prabhupada could print, I think it was Bhagavad Gita. So, or Krishna book, something like that. This is saying Jayananda Prabhu's primary contribution to Bhagavad Gita was giving his life savings of $5,000. That was way back. That time, $5,000 is so much value. He was the first person to provide this significant financial support, enabling the printing of Bhagavad Gita as it is. Beyond this financial aid, his life was an example of selfless service and devotion, and Srila Prabhupada praised him as a pure and humble devotee. So we can do that. Then Krishna says, okay, if you can't even do that because your family is against, or for some reason you cannot even work for Krishna, then what should you do? Then you give for some charitable, some philanthropic activity, like helping the poor, or अथैतेद अपि असक्तोसी कर्तुम मद योगम आश्रितः सर्व कर्म फल त्यागम ततः कुरु यतात्मवन. If, however, you are unable to work in this consciousness of me and then try to giving up all results of your work and try to be self-situated. So Prabhupada is saying it may be that one is unable to even sympathize with the activities of Krishna consciousness because of social, familial, or religious considerations, or because of some other impediments. If one attaches himself directly to the activities of Krishna consciousness, there may be objections from family members or so many other difficulties. For one who has such a problem, it is advised that he sacrifice the accumulated result of his activities to some good cause. So, like hospital and things like that. But this is not directly like Krishna consciousness. Indirectly, it is you are helping. So that way, when you give up the results of your work, then you are purified in consciousness for somebody else's welfare. So all the money that we are earning is because we have got some intelligence, and that intelligence has come from Krishna. So everything belongs to Krishna in that way, we should think. The fact is that if one comes to Krishna, okay, we read that. So whether for finish this, we finish this. If one somehow or other, if one comes to Krishna, then his life is successful. Okay. Any comments on that verse? So we can stop here. 758. Maybe we'll read one verse. Jitamajita tada bhavata yadaha bhagavatam dharmam anavadyam nishkinchana yemunaya atma ramayam upasate uvargaya. O unconquerable one, when you spoke about Bhagavad Dharma, which is the uncontaminated religious system for achieving the shelter of your lotus feet, that was your victory. Persons who have no material desires, like the Kumaras, who are self-satisfied sages, worship you to be liberated from material contamination. In other words, they accept the process of Bhagavad Dharma to achieve shelter at your lotus feet. So Krishna has given us this whole path on how we can reach him. So the great souls, like the four Kumaras, they follow the path. They accept the process that is given by Krishna and all the devotees, right? So the great acharyas, the way they have. So if you want to become an engineer, you follow the standard process, right? Standard process. You appear for your exams, whatever it is, and then you enroll in the university. You take your classes, and then one day you'll become an engineer or doctor. So you follow the standard process. So similarly, there's a standard process of how to approach Krishna. Don't invent your own process and your own way of doing things. No, just follow the process that is given by the great acharyas. So there is one nice verse. Jnane prayasam udapasya namanta eva jivanti sanmukharitam bhavadiyavartam sthane sthita shruti tanuvan manobhir ye prayasho jito api asita istrilokya. Those who, even while remaining situated in that established social positions, throw away the process of speculative knowledge, and with their body, words, and mind offer all respect to descriptions of your personality and activities. So give up all your mental speculation, what you think that this is how it should be, because absolute truth is beyond your mental speculation. You cannot just figure out on your own. So accept the guidance of Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra. ultimately Shastra. And gurus will explain, Guru and Sadhu will explain the Shastra. So don't think what you are thinking is the right thing. No. What the Guru is saying, what the sadhus are saying, that is the right thing. And you accept that and very submissively hear what they are saying, dedicating their lives to these narrations, which are vibrated by you personally. So dedicate your lives to hearing about Krishna from the pure devotees, which are vibrated by you personally and your pure devotees. Certainly conquer your lordship, although you are otherwise unconquerable by anyone within the three worlds. So the unconquerable becomes conquered by giving submissive oral reception. Of course, we can ask questions. There is so many things we can do, yeah, but ultimately uh, we have to accept, because we cannot figure out with our tiny brain all the impurities, our contaminated consciousness. We cannot figure out. So we have to accept what is being said. Otherwise, how will we know? We can keep speculating. It may be like this, it may be like that. So we'll read the purport tomorrow. It's 8 o'clock. Just see if anybody like to say anything.
I can
Anybody?
say something.
Go ahead.
On these words also, Prabhupada writes the last, because of influence of envy, fear, affection, any other reason, if one come to Krishna, his life is successful, right? So he says that like envy, the Shishupal, Duryodhan, but they got liberated. Fearful, Devaki, Kansa, right? Okay. Um, I will go with the Kunti Devi's prayer.
Yeah, which verse we are on?
24, 1, 8, 24.
Let me pull this up. 1, 8. Okay.
Okay. 24. विशान महाग्ने पुरुषादर्शनात् असत्सभाय वनवास कृच्छ्रिता रिधि निधि अनेक महारथ शस्त्रो द्रोण्य अस्त्रतश्चाश्म हरे अभिरक्षिता. So, translation: My dear Krishna, your lordship has protected us from a poisoned cake, from a great fire, from cannibals, from the vicious assembly, from sufferings during our exile in the forest, and from the battle where great generals fought. And now you have saved us from the weapons of Ashwathama. So, so Kunti Devi is, of course, in gratitude. She is listing her all the dangers, like previous verse when is talking about that. Krishna says that you are my mother. Why you are taking shelter of my feet? I haven't done anything for you. So she started listing that. Now I'll tell you what you have done for me. You protected your mother, not her children, but you protected me and my children, my daughter-in-law, at every step. So you are standing at every step of my life. So now she's listing her that where at what incidents that Krishna has protected. So first he's saying that when Bhim, one of his her child. So Pandavas, he was actually Duryodhan was always have a competitive mentality with Bhim, and from the childhood he was very envious towards Pandavas. The reason was that uh, Duryodhan's father Dhritarashtra, he was blind physically and spiritually blind as well, but he wanted that his own son Duryodhan become a king, because he did get chance to become to rule the kingdom.
And what he said?
So he had this desire to get the kingdom, but Yudhishthira, but there is a like Vedic culture is like that. Who is the elder become a king until if he has no any physical problem or something like that. So the Yudhishthir Maharaj was the eldest one, so he became the king. But Duryodhan wanted to be the king, and that's the same desire he has he had his father had. So, but he was very competitive with Bhim, and so what he did, he poisoned to Bhima, and Bhim was very strong personality, and what he did, he poisoned the Bhim, and then he throws him in the water, and so so it says that Krishna, like what he did, like before create a room, he creates a door. So when being thrown into the water, he goes directly to the Sarpalok, where the kingdom of snakes. So they and they think like that, and he was already poisoned. He become drowsy. He goes down into the Sarpalok, and then then the snakes were thinking that, oh, this is an outsider, and he says that when outsider comes, they try to attack. So the snakes bites the bites Bhima, and then he says that the poison will be uh, counteract by the another poison. So he had the poison because Duryodhana had fed him, and the snakes were biting. So both the poison counteract the previous poison. The poison kills the previous poison. So, and that's how he become conscious. So later on, like long story short, so there's some descendant were there, and they recognized Bhima, and then he said Vasuki, who is the king of the serpent, all the serpents. And then he said that, who is my guest? So what the Duryodhana was thinking that, okay, if we fed him poison, if he alive, even if he anyhow, if he get, because Bhima is so strong, but physically so strong. So if like poison doesn't affect him, then if we thrown into the water, he will be drowned. So practically the perfect plan Duryodhana had to kill the Bhima. But Krishna's plan is to save him. Like yesterday we discussed that if Krishna wants to protect, nobody can affect. I mean, Rakhe Krishna mare Krishna rakhe ke. And if Krishna wants to kill, then no one can protect. So instead of his plan to give him poison and kill him, may Krishna protect, and he arranged the plan that how he goes to there, and even instead he get a nectar also. So by that nectar he become more strong. Bhima become more like, I think the scriptures are describing the 10,000 elephants kind of strength he had after having that. So Kunti Maharani is not like just merely listing the dangers. She is like, yeah, she had this profound realization. And in gratitude, this is the right way to pay our gratitude, because she's not just saying that, oh Krishna, thank you for everything. She's listing every incident that where Krishna has protected. So like the second incident happened that when they're the Duryodhan party in Dhritarashtra was planning to burn all the Pandavas, including Kunti Devi. The great fire, they make a house of lac, and then the cannibal Hidimba, and then vicious assembly is referring to the where Draupadi was trying to disrobe by Dushasan and Karna and all others. And when later on, this is actually talking about the dice game. And this happens when when the Pandavas lose Draupadi. And the sufferings from during our exile is talking about that when they lose the dice game, and they have to go to the exile for 12 years. and out of 12 years, 1 year they have to be in cognito. And from the battles where great generals fought. So this is talking about the Kurukshetra war. So Krishna was there, and now is the last one is talking about when the Ashwatthama when released the Brahmastra to kill the last descendant of Pandava dynasty is Parikshit Maharaj. So she is listing all the dangers, and like, and she's saying that in every crisis, what rescued us was not our strength, not our planning or destiny. It was only you. So in our life also, there's so many dangers. Like we can say that I was just meditating on that. The poison cake or is like unseen danger. They don't know that it's a hidden danger. What other people are like envious people are planning to harm, or even in this world also. There and dangers are always like it just come up. We have no idea how and these things came up. Sometimes danger doesn't look like a danger. It looks safe, but it's actually a kind of a trapping, like our mind tricks us. So it's I was thinking that the similar like lac house fire. Initially, outside it looks like a very beautiful house, and it was made up of lac, like a candle substance that it burns very easily and very fast. Um, so in our life, the dangers are there, but if you surrendered, if you have a faith, like Kunti Devi had this, so Krishna is there to protect. Instead of thinking that oh, I can do this, and in one sense we cannot do this. We can just pray um, to the Lord for the protection of consciousness and how we can make um, use of our body, mind, and words in the service. That is a real surrender, actually. So why Kunti is recalling all these in her prayers? So when we recall how Krishna helped us, how Krishna protect us, um, he saved us from um, you know deviating from the path. So what happens? Our faith deepens. Our faith become more strong, and we say that we become so grateful to the person who has done something for us, and it has a what do you call, it is an intensity or degree of the help also. Like if someone helps something, then you also reciprocate in such a way to you know uh, help some, you offer some help, or you try to do some service, or or extreme that if someone saved your life, like you are in extreme danger, or someone saved your life, then what you do, your greatness is you're showing gratitude towards that person is way more than others. Like so you want to dedicate your life. So Krishna has saved, and so she is so grateful to Krishna that Krishna at every step you are there, and these are the incidents where you um, saved us. So this is a form of a remember, right? She is remembering. So this is a smaranam out of 9 devotional service: Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Pad Sevanam, Archanam, Vadanam, Dasyam, Sakhyam, Atmanivedanam. So she is remembering that how Krishna saved her and her sons one time after another. So Smaranam is powerful. Like one has to remember always Krishna. We say that this is a highest um, benediction or highest principle, that we always remember Krishna and never forget Krishna. So if we remember the Krishna's pastimes, how Krishna's protected their devotees, how Krishna is so merciful, he's so kind, um, and then it becomes our remembrance. It becomes our um, smaranam. So, and also, we already discussed, but why devotees face challenges again and again? Because Pandavas, they were tested so much. Although Krishna was working with them, but is not. They were not even complaining that Krishna, you are with me, you are walking with me, you are living with me, but still we are facing so many challenges. Why? You can remove all the challenges in just one stroke. Why are you not doing this? So we first thing that if being a devotee, we cannot ask that Krishna's plan. What Krishna's is planning, Krishna's use their devotees as an instrument, and by that, when we go much so much testing, the devotees go for. We say that if you burn the gold in a fire, then it shines more. So and it purified more. So they were going in that situation, but it externally it looks like that they were going in there, but internally they were completely peaceful, and their dependence on Krishna is increasing. So sometimes see, like our life is going too smooth, we forget God. But if there is a challenges, we remember. Like when we go on the road, there's some oh my God, some blockers are there, right? You have to you have to slow it down, and you have to be careful. You cannot run fast on that blocks. So it's like that if he is going smooth and there is a chance that sometimes the road are also um, mm, construct in such a way so it should not be just straight. There is always a wavy roads are there. So one should be very cautious while driving. Um, One may fall asleep if just going straight away or like that. So it's always necessary to have some challenges in our life that we can remember Krishna. We can be more dependent on Krishna. We can think that no, there is so many things that I cannot do it by myself. And to teach the world that never lose faith, that my devotees become the example for all the future devotees, that how can we deepens our faith even in obstacles, in reversals of the life. Dr. Kunti Devi is listing here. I was thinking, how can we apply in our life? So first thing that if any difficulties comes, we can think like that. Maybe this is a teaching or learning tools by Krishna, what Krishna is teaching me through this. We can develop the practice of remembering that at several times Krishna has protected me. So we can recall, like Kunti Devi is recalling, we can recall that at that time you were protected, and everybody went through tough times in their life. And so we can say, we can remember that Krishna, you have saved from, protected. You're safe from any taking decisions or that time you come, you didn't, and I was expecting not that, but you. So this will, instead of like something, comes in our life, it maybe lose our faith. But when we recall the times when Krishna remembers, Krishna protected and help us, that keeps us and builds our strong faith. Um, and pray, of course. So um, the overall, the essence is the devotees does not consider or measures God's presence by the absence of difficulties. Having no difficulties in their life is not showing that, oh God's presence in my life. The devotees measures God's presence by the way how Krishna carries them throughout their difficulties. Like even in Vrindavan, um, there are many pastimes where Krishna let them happen. Like the Gopas, the friends of Krishna, entering into the mouth of Aghasur, even in the fire, in the midst of fire, uh, Krishna let them happen. But what Krishna did that this incident may happen. So storm, Krishna did not stop the storms in our life, but how he take out of that storm, that shows the Krishna's presence in our life. And that also, this is a mature bhakti version. Like we can, that is a both of them. The devotees also having that faith that Krishna will protect, and that is one of the symptoms of surrender. And Krishna protects the devotees finally. So, I mean, I don't want to go in all these pastimes because it's time taking, um, but yeah, if you
Thank you.
anybody wants to add something, can add. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Nice explanation. Anybody like to say anything? So, one thing I was thinking is that we have different levels of gratitude, as you were saying also, that we should be count our blessings in our life. First, we got a human body, then we got the association of devotees, which are both major blessings. And so, to reciprocate, and then all the things we have some, place to stay, some food to eat. All these are coming because of Krishna's mercy, and we should be very grateful to Krishna for that. So, one way of gratitude is to say thank you, Krishna. Another way of gratitude is to do some service to Krishna in return because you are grateful. And the most way of saying gratitude, the best way of saying gratitude to Krishna is to offer our life to Krishna. So, Prabhupada said like that, give one life to Krishna. Krishna has given you so much. You should be so grateful that you say, I will give you my life. In return, I will completely dedicate my life to you. Like somebody saved your life, then you feel like that. Oh, he saved my life. Okay, I'll give you my life. So also Krishna doesn't sometimes allows the dangers to happen because then the devotee will feel grateful. Oh, Krishna saved me from that danger. If he stopped the danger before it even happened, then you may not even know that you are saved. Right? Supposing like so we are being saved like that from so many different every time we go on the road and there is not an accident and we come home safely, we have been saved. There was an accident going to happen, but Krishna saved me. But we don't feel so grateful until the calamity happens, and then we are rescued from the calamity. So this is the way also Krishna wants to. He gives dangers and then he rescues from the dangers, so that the devotee will feel, oh, Krishna rescued me. And he could even immediately stop the danger, as you were saying, right? He has that power. Like Indra, for instance, Indra was very angry and he was, rain, showering so much rain and thunderbolts and on Vrindavan. And Krishna could have stopped that. No rain would have come. He could have made he can do anything. So he could have made a covering and he could have, disempowered Indra, so he could not. But he allowed that to happen. Then all the Vrajavasis, they took shelter of Krishna and their affection for Krishna grew, right? Because, oh, Krishna saved me from this danger. There are many things that we don't even realize, how many dangers which have not happened in our life, which we have been saved from. Right? So, so every day is like, another day we survived. So many dangers. So in this world is full of dangers at every step. Padam padam yad vipadam. So we could have died yesterday, but maybe Krishna gave us a longer life. Today, another day. So we can chant Hare Krishna. We can still have more time to perfect our life. So we should think like that. And offer one life to Krishna. That is what they are saying. Prabhupada is saying. So, and
so many years have already gone in our life, right? So how many years are left? Only few decades, maybe, if there is. So now, at least the remaining years you should offer, right? So many years you didn't offer. We did our own thing. We didn't have this knowledge, or we, after having this knowledge, also we did our own thing. But now there is some years left, so at least let's offer those years, whatever time we have at our disposal. Let's become Krishna conscious, surrender to Krishna. So, like that, we can think also. Okay, so yeah. And after going through all these dangers, Kunti will ask for more dangerous. So she was constantly getting harassed, constantly, one after another. It's not, there was no respite from all this, one after another, one after another, constantly going on. Still, she was rescued because of Krishna's mercy, Krishna's protection, her family and herself. But so her faith has become so strong in Krishna. And at the end, of course, we'll come to that prayer. She will ask Krishna, Krishna, let those calamities happen again and again. Because every time calamity happens, we remember you. And remembering you means we'll no longer see birth and death. So we generally forget Krishna in our good times. Right? We get carried away by our good times and we want to enjoy. So we don't approach Krishna with such what you can feeling. That also Kulti Devi will say that those who are on the path of material progress, they cannot approach you with feeling because they are happy and satisfied. They may chant Hare Krishna, but they are very satisfied with their material life. So they cannot cry in the same way that a person in distress cries to Krishna, like how Draupadi cried. So Krishna is, she wants distress so that she can very intensely remember Krishna. Okay, so those are some comments. Later on that verse will come. Anything else anybody like to say? We'll hear something. Any other comments? But sometimes we create our own mess by our own. So we should not create mess, and every time we create mess, we tell Krishna, please clean up the mess. You please come and clean up the mess. No, no. Before you act before only, so you don't. Of course, we have already messed up ourselves by coming to this material world, and we are entangled in the laws of karma. We are completely messed up already. But now don't further mess up yourself, right? We are already bound very, like yesterday Keshav Maharaj was saying, don't play with this material energy because this material energy will mess you up further. So deal with material energy only as much as is necessary. You have to do some work and get, but don't get, otherwise you will create more bondage and you will get deeper and deeper, and deal with it as much as necessary and focus on going back home, back to God, and focus on Krishna consciousness. Okay. Any other comments? Anybody else? Okay, so we'll hear something.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So Prabhuji, yeah, listening to Kunti prayers, right? So in real life, practically, would there be devotees who would pray to Lord to give them, bad situations, right? So Lord we can be closer to Krishna.
That Kunti Devi prays like that.
Yeah.
Normally we will say, Krishna, please take away the bad situation, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, we will say like that. don't give me such,
Yeah.
difficult. But she's so courageous.
Yeah. That.
So, like some devotees who are very brave and courageous, they will say, whatever it takes, Krishna, you do with my life.
Mm.
If whatever it takes for me to surrender to you, I'm ready. So that's like then Krishna will do all this whole and so like that.
But the reason is that Kunti Devi is asking for, of course, it depends on the how much the elevated consciousness is. The second thing I was thinking that if all the bad times, Krishna was physically present over there, and when everything was settled, they fought, they win the war, they were protected every time, and then Krishna is leaving back to Dwarka. So if like in this world also, I'm just I don't know, it's not a good example, but if two people are fell in love with each other, they want to be together if they don't have much money. Society may say something, but they are very desperate to be each other because they love each other. So if we love Krishna, then if Krishna is with me here, so it's okay. Whatever the other things is going on, I may not be rich, I may not be whatever it is externally. So it will be okay because if Krishna is here. So that was a consciousness was Kunti Devi had. That I every if what is the use of having this all kingdom wealth and if you are not here, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And maybe she was afraid that. Am I on mute?
No. Yeah. Able to
Okay.
say.
Yeah. Maybe she was afraid that now everything is going nicely, then we may forget you. So, because a devotee is always feeling they are very vulnerable to, they always feel that I may forget you. The Prabhupada was also praying like that,
Yeah. Don't let me
may I
fall
never,
down. Right.
I never fall down.
Yeah.
So, because of course he's a great devotee, but he's always praying. So they feel that themselves very, very vulnerable to Maya. Maya, I'm not very strong. I don't have any love for Krishna. So I need your protection. I need your, so like that. So that's what she may have felt also. We can read the purport of this verse. We are going ahead, but I wish that all those calamities would happen again and again so that we could see you again and again. For seeing you means that we'll no longer see repeated birth and deaths. So Prabhupada says, therefore, for a pious person, if there is some calamity, there is no other alternative than to take shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord. Constantly remembering. So that means for a pious person, when they get distressed, they go to the Lord. Generally, the distressed, the needy, the intelligent, and inquisitive who have performed some pious activities worship or begin to worship the Lord. Others who are thriving on misdeeds only, regardless of status, cannot approach the Supreme due to being misled by the illusory energy. Therefore, for a pious person, if there is some calamity, there is no other alternative than to take shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord. Constantly remembering the lotus feet of the Lord means preparing for liberation from birth and death. So the more we remember, that means we are preparing ourselves from. Therefore, even though, there are so-called calamities, they are welcome because they give us an opportunity to remember the Lord, which means liberation. So Prabhupada is taking the viewpoint that the pious people, even in the times of distress, they will remember the Lord. One who has taken shelter, that is, of the lotus feet of the Lord, which are accepted as the most suitable boat for crossing the ocean of nations, can achieve liberation as easily as one leaps over the holes made by the hoofs of a calf. Such persons are meant to reside in the abode of the Lord, and they have nothing to do with a place where there is danger in every step. The material world is certified by the Lord in Bhagavad Gita as a dangerous place full of calamities. Asashvatam Dukkhalayam. Like that. How does it start? Asashvatam Dukkhalayam. Mam upetya punarjanma. Asashvatam Dukkhalayam. Right. Less intelligent persons prepare plans to adjust to those calamities without knowing that the nature of this place is itself full of calamities. They have no information of the abode of the Lord, which is full of bliss and without trace of calamity. The duty of the sane person, therefore, is to be undisturbed by worldly calamities, which are sure to happen in all circumstances. So everybody will get calamity in their life, and the calamity is death. Something will come and be the cause of your death. Suffering all sorts of unavoidable misfortunes, one should make progress in spiritual realization. Means amidst all this, one should make progress, because that is the mission of human life. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I agree, Prabhu. I think, we all want to progress, right? And yeah, my point was, I don't think in this world anybody will say, Lord, give me more calamity, right?
Already the calamity, but she is so. I think it doesn't mention, but Prabhupada did mention here about pious people, how there is calamity, they'll take shelter of the Lord. So maybe there is some hint in that she will will get carried away by so when the situation becomes nice. So
Thank you, Prabhu.
So we'll just finish this purport. Suffering all sorts of unavoidable misfortunes, one should make progress in spiritual life, because that is the mission of human life. So keep progressing, irrespective of what material situation brings. The spirit soul is transcendental to all material calamities. Now Prabhupada is taking a different viewpoint. That this is all like a dream. All these material calamities and pleasures are like a dream. Therefore, the so-called calamities are called false. Means it's not really happening to the soul, it's happening to the body. A man may see a tiger swallowing him in a dream, and he may cry for this calamity. Actually, there is no tiger, there is no suffering. It's simply a case of dreams. So our whole life is like a dream. This whole life in the bodily consciousness, we are thinking, I am this is my family, this. And then when you die, then everything is lost in a moment. And then a new dream. You are in a new dream where you think, oh, these are my parents, you get birth in certain family. So this is my situation. Right? It's a completely no connection with your previous life in sense of remembrance. And it's completely new dream. So all this is like a dream. Actually, there is no tiger and there is no suffering. It is simply a case of dreams. But we don't say like that, right? When we have disease or something like that, we say we cannot. Actually, it is like not happening to you really, but it's happening to your body. But you are not the body. But we feel like that.
The pain overtakes everything, right? Then you.
Correct. Yeah, the pain. Correct. When you have such great pain, which only the person who has got it can experience that pain. We can sympathize, but we cannot feel that pain. So that's the thing. So until it happens to us, so it is going to come, as Prabhupada says. It is going to nature of this place is full of calamities, and which are sure to happen in all circumstances. So that's why one should prepare for this calamity situation. Actually, there is no tiger and there is no suffering. So those who are detached, this all is a mentalism, is concocted by the mind and the identification with the body. And all this I'm thinking this is good, this is bad. Actually, there is no tiger and there is no suffering. It is simply because I'm dreaming. In the same way, all calamities of life are said to be dreams. If someone is lucky enough to get in contact with the Lord by devotional service, it is all gain. someone is lucky enough to get in contact with the Lord by doing all get in contact with the Lord by any one of the 9 devotional services, always a forward step on the path going back to God. Somehow or other, all these calamities are like dreams, and he's saying like that. Prabhupada is saying all this identification and yeah, my mother was saying that until you actually go through the suffering, you will not feel what it means to suffer. When somebody has a disease or something like that, and what the pain, we can sympathize and all this, but actually when you go through that, but that person also they will suffer based on, of course, there is pain. You cannot like deny it in the body. There is pain and things are happening. But Prabhupada was also in pain so much, right? I mean, in the pain, in the sense that the Kaviraj told, he's like a heap of bones. There is no muscle. And in a person in such a situation will be groaning in pain. He'll be crying in pain. But Prabhupada was so like calm, and he was dictating purports to Srimad Bhagavatam. So depending on our consciousness also, we will suffer also like that. So he's very elevated. So elevated people, they are in different plane, different dimension altogether. So the more we are absorbed with our body and our mind, and we are like into it, right, then we are suffering more very much. But if you like detach yourself from that and you realize, oh, I'm not this body, I'm not this mind, and this is extraneous to me, then less you suffer. So like if you're very attached to your money and you lose your money, then oh my God, I lost my money. But if you're not so attached, okay, it was given by Krishna took it away, then you'll suffer less. Otherwise, you may become depressed and so many things can happen because it's all the attachment to that thing.
Agree. Thank you.
Yeah. So, like that. So that's why so we have to take our consciousness away from all the things and put it on Krishna. That is Krishna consciousness, right? Krishna says from wherever your mind goes and gets thing, you take it away and come back to me. Yato yato nishchali. Yato yato nischalati manas chanchalam astiram tatas tato niyametat atmaniyo vashamnaya. Right now our consciousness in so many things, so many attachments, so many things of this world. So we will take it away from all that, grab it and bring it and focus it on Krishna. So that is what Krishna consciousness means, to redirect our consciousness to Krishna. Okay. So the nice prayer. Vipado santuta sashvat tatra jagat guru bhavato darshanam yatsyad apunar bhava darshanam. Okay. So we'll hear something anyway. So holy name retreat, let's see. The hidden secrets of inspired chanting. Okay, let's see. We were hearing the Shikshashtakam verse, so let's continue with that. Huh? Sorry.
Yeah, Prabhuji. So regarding this pain topic, so in Nectar of Devotion, chapter 18, Srila Rupa Goswami express the hope that someone I will be able to see the Lord is a pain. So can we just read that? I mean, I'm not, maybe I'm not able to understand.
Which one? Can you tell me? In the Great Hope, is that the one?
Yeah, the Great Hope, this short paragraph, yeah, it says, Srila Rupa Goswami express, and we can read, Prabhu, it's very nice. Unless you want to go for a video.
No. Yeah, we can read Great Hope. Let's read this. It's only small. The strong conviction that one will certainly receive the favor of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is called in Sanskrit Asha Bandha. Asha Bandha means to continue to think, because I am trying my best to follow the routine principles of devotional service. I am sure that I will go back to Godhead, back to home. So if you are trying your best, then one day I will become a pure devotee. We can say like that. One day I will become a lover of God. I am trying my best. Or Asha Bandha means, bound by. Bandha means bound by hope. Krishna will surely one day bestow his mercy upon me. Like that. In this connection, one prayer by Rupa Goswami is sufficient to exemplify this hopefulness. Rupa Goswami, great devotee, is saying, he is expressing this hopefulness. He says, I have no love for Krishna. If Rupa Goswami says, then what can we say? He is feeling like, I have no love for Krishna, nor for the causes of developing love of Krishna. All those things that will give me love for Krishna, I have no love for that also. Shravanam Kirtanam, namely hearing and chanting. And the process of Bhakti Yoga, by which one is always thinking of Krishna, Smaranam, and fixing his lotus feet in the heart, is also lacking in me. So everything I am lacking, I have no love, and neither I have love for those things which will give me love for Krishna. As far as philosophical knowledge or pious works are concerned, I don't see any opportunity for me to execute such activities. I'm not even doing any pious activities. But above all, I'm not even born of a nice family. Therefore, so he's saying, I don't have nothing. Therefore, I must simply pray to you, Gopijan Vallabh, Krishna, maintainer and beloved of the gopis. I simply wish and hope that some way or other I may be able to approach your lotus feet. And this hope is giving me pain, because I think myself quite incompetent to approach the transcendental goal of life. So this is like Denya Bhav, means you want something, but you know you are not qualified. You want something very bad, like materially also, let's say, we want something, but I am not qualified to get it. That creates a kind of a pain in the heart. Right? I want to be like, whatever. I want to be employed by the best company, right? But I don't have the qualification. So it kind of creates a pain in the heart. So I want to get Krishna, but I know I'm not qualified. That creates a strain, or like little hankering. Somehow or other, Krishna, you will accept me. Somehow or other. So this is. But of course, we know it is like it gives you more intense hankering for Krishna. Right? I want it. You want it very badly, but you're not qualified. So they are very qualified. Rupa Goswami, they are very qualified. But they are in their, it results in, they think that they don't have any love. Premera swabhav yaha premera sambandh. Shei manik Krishna more nahi prema gandh. I have no love for Krishna. That's the pure devotees they feel. So somehow or other, then they say, oh Krishna, can you please show me your mercy? Means I don't deserve it, but you somehow give me your mercy. Mercy means I am not qualified. So causeless mercy, we say, causeless mercy. I'm not qualified, but I'm asking you for Krishna for this. So the purport is that under this heading of Asha Bandha, one should continue to hope against hope, that some way or other he'll be able to approach the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord. So, of course, we should also, at our level, these are great devotees, they have no fault, but at our level,
we should also try to rectify and improve ourselves so that we can come on the path. If you have gone straight away from the path, then we have to do something that will bring us back to the path. So that we will do all efforts. That effort itself is, like we say, effort in Krishna's mercy. So if you have stopped chanting, if you have stopped associating with devotees, or if you are doing the wrong things, then somehow or other I want to come back on the path. So that is how devotees should have that determination. Like
So
in our
Prabhuji,
office, when a project goes a little bit off the track, right? There are deadlines we don't meet, and project goes off the track. Then we say, okay, what can we do to bring it back on track, right? Because it's very important for us. So similarly, when we are chanting and our consciousness goes everywhere else, and we think, okay, it's gone somewhere. What can I do to bring it back? It's not the right thing. First, you have to recognize that you're not doing the right thing. Your consciousness has gone somewhere else, and then you have to bring it back, make an effort. Yeah. So you wanted to say something, bro? Sorry.
no, Prabhu. I mean, I was just contemplating this pain topic where Kunti Maharani we discussed, right? So she was uh, she's asking Krishna, give me and bring me that all those pains so that I remember you. And this is another bhava of Srila Rupa Goswami. So for us, I mean, as we are hearing more and more Shravanam, so it's not like this will automatically manifest, right, Prabhu? I mean, once we do more uh, for regulative principles and chanting, because these are more aspirational for us, whether it is Kunti Maharani or Srila Rupa Goswami, the bhav
Yeah.
that they are about the pain.
Yeah, they are very elevated. They are feeling at their level. We can feel at our level that, yeah, Krishna, I have no attachment for you. And we really don't have. I'm talking of myself. So we don't really have, we are distracted by so many things. So we can say, yeah, Krishna, I'm not a good devotee. I'm not even devotee. Prabhupada also said, I'm not a devotee. I'm trying to be a devotee. So, yeah, we have so many other material desires and things like that. Krishna, I am not. That will make you humble. And we have, actually, if you analyze your situation and all the mistakes and all the things we have done, it will humble us. Right? What we are like. We are not very. So in that humility, you can cry to the Lord, Krishna, I have nobody but you, Krishna. You can please help me. Where will I go, Krishna? Nobody else I can take shelter of. So please help me. So like that, in our thing, we can have pain of not being Krishna conscious. Pain of, not adhering to the principles of devotional service and so many things. Like that pain of all the anarthas that we are still having in our heart. So, and then we can pray to Krishna. And yeah, that doesn't mean we become depressed. Right? That's not the idea. If we analyze and we become depressed. There is a nice verse, right, in the 11th canto, where Krishna says, having awakened faith in the narration of my glories. It starts like that. 11, 20, 27, 28. Here it says, Jata Shraddho Mat Kathasu Nirvinna Sarvakarmashu Veda Dukhatmakam Kaman Parityage Api Anishwaraha Tato Bhajeta Mam Pritaha Shraddhalur Dhrida Nishchaya Jushamanascha Tan Kaman Dukho Darkamscha Garhayam. Having awakened faith in narrations of my glories. Yes, Krishna Katha, and this is very good. Being disgusted with all material activities. Yeah, this is not, we know this is not going to give me any happiness. being disgusted with all material activities. Of course, come to that platform is also not easy, right? Because we are still thinking, yeah, there is by some material adjustment that Keshav Maharaj was saying. This is the biggest lie, right? That somehow by we are not completely convinced that. So being disgusted, we'll come to that platform one day when we'll say, oh my God, this is hopeless. Being disgusted with all material activities, knowing that all sense gratification leads to misery. Prabhupada was saying, sense gratification, whether licit or illicit, it will give you misery. Knowing that all sense gratification leads to misery. Even the regulated sense gratification, all sense gratification leads to misery, but still being unable to renounce all sense. So knowing all these things, but still not able to give it up, still being unable to renounce all sense enjoyment, my devotee should remain happy and worship me with great faith and conviction. So, even though he is sometimes engaged in sense enjoyment, my devotee knows that all sense gratification leads to a miserable result. So, when we go through the misery again and again, then one day we'll come to say, oh my God, I'm done with this. Done. My devotee knows that all. So, till that time, because we still have some hope that, okay, next time around it will be nicer, it will be nicer. That hope keeps us going on. But at some point, Bahunam Janmanamante Jnanavan Mam Prapadyate Vasudev Sarvamiti Samahatma Sudurlabha. We'll come to this point that there's no point in all these things. You're only going to give me another material body and another life of struggle with birth, death, old age, disease. So my devotee knows that all sense gratification leads to a miserable result. And he sincerely repents such activities. So, soft heart and strong mind. Right? Soft heart means you repent. Yes, I'm so fallen. I offend devotees. I'm doing this, all this, deviating from the principles, and like that. You repent, but at the same time, you don't become so depressed, and then you say, "Oh no, I'm giving up Krishna." No, you keep trying, and your determination, and then you think about it, right? Okay, what should I do? And Krishna will give you the intelligence in the heart. Because if you really want to become sincere, Krishna is there in the heart to give you all the intelligence. And he will, as Chaitya Guru, or he will send devotees in your life who will give you the instructions. You'll come in contact with sincere devotees. And then what will happen is that we will get good intelligence, and then we will avoid all the things. We'll read Bhagavatam. We should consider so fortunate we're able to read scriptures every day, right? We're getting contact with Bhagavatam, which is Krishna himself. So like that, then we will become one day completely convinced that there is no happiness in all these other things. I'll give my life to Krishna, for Krishna's service only. And then whatever, like that's okay. So we will stop here. It's 9 o'clock. Anybody has any quick comment? There is still 1 minute. Of course, it's all saying, but actually we have to implement. Sometimes we say we have to remember only one word, because we have heard so many. If you've been around devotees and you've heard so many classes and so much knowledge you have, the next stage is to just implement, to apply the knowledge at every moment of your life. Right? So we have to control the mind so that we can apply the knowledge.
One question.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, you mentioned about, all sense gratification, leading to misery. Um, you know, some perceive as misery, especially devotees, but whereas others, who are maybe non-devotees or maybe beginning, they still, find enjoyment in them and not see it as misery. Why is that?
Yeah, because Prabhupada said that there may be some feeling of enjoyment in sense gratification, that type of feeling of enjoyment, because it will keep you taking one body after another, because we get material bodies for sense enjoyment, and it keeps you away from the real pleasure. Because this enjoyment, why you don't feel it like that? Because we have not heard enough, we have not chanted enough, our heart is not pure. We have not met people, or we have not, we have not heard from realized souls. Like Prabhupada convinced those who were in material enjoyment, when they heard from Prabhupada, they got convinced, yes, this is not the path, of enjoyment. How did they? So that is the duty of a sadhu. And the more pure the sadhu is, when he speaks, then those words really affect your heart. So we have to hear, because we are not hearing. That's we are not convinced, and we may not have had personal experience also. Sometimes that's also there, so much. So we are not completely convinced, but we can learn from others. We see around and we can learn from looking at the world around you. We may not have had such experience, or we may have had such experience. So, and then we don't see the bigger picture. That, as Rishabdev, there's a nice verse by Rishabdev. Nunam pramatta kurute vikarma yadindriya pritaya apranoti nasadu manye yata atmano yam asannapi kleshada asadeha. When a person considers sense gratification the aim of life, he certainly becomes mad after materialistic living and engages in all kinds of sinful activity. Even if he doesn't engage, he enjoys. He does not know that due to his past misdeeds, he has already received a body, which, although temporary, is the cause of his misery. So this body is the cause of our misery. He doesn't know that. Actually, the living entity should not have taken on a material body, but he has been awarded the material body for sense gratification. Therefore, I think it is not befitting an intelligent man to involve himself again in the activities of sense gratification, by which he perpetually gets material bodies one after another. So we are getting this material body. This Shastra is, we don't know why we got this material, but then we read Shastra, we say, oh, this is why I'm getting this material body. This material body is the cause of my misery. Why did I get a material body? He has been awarded the material body for sense gratification. So as soon as you get material body for sense gratification, you get this, you get all the. That's why Krishna in Bhagavad Gita is saying, oh, see the problems, janma mrityu jara vyadi dukkha doshanudarshanam. Because you are in illusion, you cannot see the problems. So that's why when we read Bhagavad Gita, when we come, Prabhupada's lectures, when we hear, he will tell us directly all the. He will not like cover it up. Like that's one thing I like about Prabhupada, right? He says everything very like politically correct it should be, or this or that. No, he just speaks what Krishna is saying, and with his own realization, and it directly touches the heart. Right? So it's not about making other people feel good or about that. No, it's speaking the truth. So that is why Prabhupada says, I presented the knowledge as it is. That's why it's effective. So yeah, that is what we don't know, that we are getting. Everybody is in struggle with birth, death, old age, disease, but some happiness comes along, and it's not so bad after all. You have good karma, so you are like healthy, you have nice job and nice family, so you feel, yeah, what is the problem? But karma can change, and death will always be there, or disease and all these things. So okay, so that's how. Okay, it's already.
Thank you, Prabhupada.
Yeah. But to get out of this, it's not so. That's why there's a Jiva Jago, Gaura Chanda Bole, Kota Nidra Jao Maya, Pisha Chira Kule. And then he says, Eneche Aushadhi Maya, Nashi Boro Lagi, Harinama Maha Mantra, Lao Tumi Magi. The more we chant Hare Krishna, and we come in contact with spiritual sound vibration, the Bhagavatam and all this,
and more our consciousness will be uncovered, and more we will realize these things. There is that anavritihi shabdat. So the thing is, we are not hearing more, and when we hear, we should not hear for academic knowledge, but it's to purify our heart. Sometimes we hear because I have to give a class, so I'm hearing, so I'm preparing notes and all these things, making a presentation. But actually, this knowledge should go deep inside our heart. It's not meant to just like, okay, I will tell some new pastime and new thing and this way, and then I will be known as a very great devotee and like that. But actually, it is first for purification of heart, so that we actually apply it in our life. That's how we should, and we share it with others also. So that's how we approach. And that's why they say, I am a fool. When we hear, we should read Bhagavatam and say, oh, Bhagavatam is my master. What is Bhagavatam telling me? I'm a fool. I don't know anything. I'm a fool. And then we can say, okay, you tell me. I don't know anything. Then we can absorb, we can learn. Okay, so that's this verse. Thank you, everyone. Hare Krishna. We'll see you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.